This was a slow and progressive and systematic allowing of a person to die.
I'm really enjoying Heroes because it gives a whole bunch of kids opportunities to play the best sport in the world.
People are turning to more alternative therapies rather than medication. They're looking for other things where they think that they can help and make a difference.
Music is one of those things that it completely breaks down all of those barriers.
Surrey I'm Leah
Fraser Focus, a fresh perspective beyond the bridge.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Fraser Focus, bringing you stories that are often overlooked by the mainstream media. I'm Dean Atwell.
And I'm Leah Bolton. We've got another amazing show for you guys this week. There's a local program that is fairly new to the Surrey area. It's the Hero Hockey program, and there's a hip-hop artist. He is not shy in the public.
Then we head over for a health-related segment. We're investigating the rise of animal therapy programs right here in the Fraser region.
But to start off the show today, it's an overwhelming response to our segment from last week, the long-term care segment.
We had another viewer step up to share their experience.
My mother was one of 5 sisters. She was 93 years old. She was very active and singing and participating in her group home. You know, she ended up having some issues, and then eventually we had to put her into a care home. I just had a sense of this not being, it smelt of urine. It was a very old facility. It just really did not feel like a very good place. She fairly quickly started to become confused. I'm talking within about a month or so. Her clothes that she was being put in were always rumpled, but in the beginning we were noticing her teeth were not well cleaned, and there seemed to be sufficient staff, but we always found our mother kind of just left alone, or they were putting her in bed all the time.
What are some of the challenges that people face when it comes to long-term care?
It's really difficult to provide good care to seniors when you're trying to get them up in the morning, bathe them, feed them, toilet them. There just aren't enough hours in the day, and we've been really pushing government hard to take care of this real lack of staff in our care facilities.
Hi.
A recent study from the BC Seniors Advocate pointed to a number of issues. First of all, seniors were being disempowered. Less than half of them were consulted about the medication that they're on. They weren't able to eat when they want. They weren't generally being able to bathe as frequently as they wanted. And even toileting when they wanted was very difficult for many.
We knew that she had had a little bit of a pressure wound because we were informed of this, but it was something they said, you know, we've got it, it's under control, don't worry. The day my mom died, I had called in the morning and I was going to come and visit with her. My mother was in the wheelchair all alone in that room by herself. And she was slumped over. I sat down beside her and I took her hand, and her hand was still warm, and she was trying to squeeze my hand. When we got her to the ER, they said, "Are you aware of the condition of your mom?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." Then I heard one saying, "That wound is probing to the bone." My mom's legs and arms were just covered in bruises. I had told her we were going to get her out of there. My friend and I each took her hand. I told her how sorry I was that I hadn't been able to help her and make her death be a better one, and that she could let go. And she did, like that.
For those individuals who are unable to care for themselves and find themselves in long-term care, it's incumbent on you and me to speak out and to fight for these people that can't speak for themselves.
Your mother just passed away, and you found out some information.
Yeah, she fell out of bed because they didn't put the bars up, and she fractured her neck. My sister sent me pictures. My poor mom, 83 years old, black and blue, face to neck. And they sent in an x-ray machine. They x-rayed her head to see if she had a concussion, never bothered with her neck. A month later, she had to go into hospital for pneumonia, and they x-rayed her and found that she had her neck broken. The care in that facility was so poor, was going nuts trying to find some other place for my mom. But
is it hard to get them in?
Yes, it is. The waiting lists are unbelievable.
Wow.
Because we're an aging population and there are no beds available.
I couldn't wish that upon anybody to die that way. I could not believe that human beings that are entrusted to take care of people, somehow they're so indifferent. These are human beings being deprived of basic food, being deprived of just dignity, being kept clean.
This was a slow and progressive and systematic allowing of a person to die. It's kind of like a passive euthanasia. And it can't just have happened to her.
Well, here on Fraser Focus, we get to meet some amazing people with amazing stories, some of which, though, are heart-wrenching.
And we want to thank you guys for sending those stories in. That was the second long-term care story that we did get. So thank you.
You're watching Fraser Focus. We'll be right back.
And Heroes Hockey supplies all our equipment and everything for free. Without that, there's no way that she would have been able to play hockey.
Welcome back to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. Right now I'm in the hot zone in Surrey. Recently, $150,000 was donated to a valuable kids program. Woo! Oh, you missed it.
We're using today to present a check to the Hero Surrey's chapter. And Heroes are all about giving kids at risk a chance. And we've been involved with this organization for many years. So Fraser Surrey Docs and Parrish and Heimbecker have gotten together and we've made a 3-year funding commitment to pay for the operations of the Heroes hockey branch in Surrey.
My life was like a dull type of thing until Heroes Hockey came, which also helped me through a school and making new friends.
So you think this has made a difference in your life then?
Yes, definitely. Not only making friends at school, but also how I treat others and respect others, which has also improved me as a better person.
And you also have mean hockey skills now.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm really enjoying Heroes because it gives a whole bunch of kids opportunities to play, well, the best sport in the world.
Heroes represents kids who really can't afford to play. Kids with self-esteem issues, kids with maybe problems interacting with other groups of kids. We want to bring a program to the communities in Canada where we can provide a free program, but along the lines of great exercise and enjoying the game and learning the game. What the kids are doing is they're creating great bonds with other children in the community. We're teaching them how to respect, we're teaching them how to listen. We want to make them feel good about themselves. We want them to start thinking about education, what they want to be and what they can be, instead of what they can't be.
But he flew all the way from Calgary just to see you guys today.
So today is to celebrate that, bring the kids out, have a good time, and introduce them to the port community.
We're going to take about half an hour, and we're going to go for a tour on the docks. You're going to learn from the workers what they do, what we do. We're going to check out some awesome machinery.
Okay, what our reach stacker's doing there, everybody, is he's got 4 pins on there.
For this program, what would you tell people who don't know anything about it?
It's a really fun program that you get to do and learn hockey.
What about you, Courtney?
If they did get into this program, that I think that if they turned it down, they would be making a huge mistake.
We constantly have opportunities to develop, so we always try and develop talent from within.
This right here is our birth base. We have 9 births.
What are you guys thinking about the tour today? How is it so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
I guess.
Yeah? Yeah, could be better? What do you think?
Yeah, it'd be better if something blew up.
Oh no, we don't want that to happen.
Excellent. 5.5 NHL size ice rinks. One of these if you stretch them out. Very good, guys.
I think some of them actually saw their future today.
Absolutely. Well, it's, when you get to come down and look at some of the equipment, and some of these are, like pieces of equipment that you get to play with, and now you get to sit in them and drive them, it's a great feeling for the kids.
Heroes hockey has really changed his life. Well, basically, before this time, he had some issues in terms of staying focused. But since joining Heroes hockey, it has really helped him to stay focused in class and more energetic. And he looks forward to, practice every week.
It's really expensive to play hockey, and when we got the school enrolled her into it, it was like a blessing in disguise because she's wanted to play hockey for a long time. And Heroes Hockey supplies all her equipment and everything for free. So without that, there's no way that she would have been able to play hockey.
There we go, time to get off the bus for me. We'll be right back here on Fraser Focus in a moment.
We're all about the human-animal bond. Everything we do is about people and animals together.
Welcome back to Fraser Focus. Animal-assisted therapy uses animals to help increase cognitive and emotional functions in humans. There's been a rise in these animal programs across British Columbia.
Hey, Badge. Hey, Chase. Sally stands for Semi-Amu Animal League Incorporated. We're a non-profit registered Canadian charity. And we're all about the human-animal bond. Everything we do is about people and animals together. There's a purpose to us rescuing the animals. We're going to provide them with their forever home. We're going to take really good care of them. But their job is to be therapists for at-risk children who are struggling.
I think that there's a lot to be said for that animal-human connection, and I think we're doing a lot of good work here with the kids, teaching them how to care for the animals. People are turning to more alternative therapies rather than medication, that type of stuff. They're looking for other things where they think that they can help and make a difference.
I think the real issue is that there are people who are questioning how well does it work, right? And so what we know is there's a plethora, a burgeoning sort of animal therapy scene with lots and lots of programs emerging. And we now see dogs in schools for helping reluctant readers, in courtrooms to help children giving testimony on sensitive topics, and in airports. So we're seeing them pop up. And the real question on the table is, to what extent do they work? And the work that we do here at the BARC program at UBC Okanagan is we look at the impact of therapy dogs on student well-being.
The kids are at first afraid of him. They've never been around a rooster before, and it takes them a bit, but once they hold Louise, they are smitten.
St. John's Ambulance recently launched their Pause for Stories program, which sees dogs in libraries and schools across the region.
There's something about animals, particularly dogs, that connect people.
Oh, Bonnie wants to come and say hi. She recognizes some new people. Shall we go and say hi? And how are you?
For the kids that have a hard time controlling their emotions, it allows them an opportunity to connect to an animal that doesn't judge them, doesn't have any preconceptions, and is just there where they can read the story, they pet the dog. You can just see all of a sudden their body just begin to relax.
I can see the therapy at work here. Yeah. I'm definitely relaxing.
Oh, Bonnie wants to help you read.
Turn your head.
What is it about the dog therapy that seems to work? What do you think it is personally?
I think it's peaceful. The kids just feel comfortable and calm. Kids that were scared of dogs before are just settled and peaceful as soon as they meet Bonnie.
Great. Good job, Isaac.
It helps me or anyone else. It helps you stay calm, or it helps you with your reading.
Thank you.
The bonding between humans and animals, that's sort of a flourishing area, and people are increasingly identifying dogs in particular and cats or pets in general as family members. I think if you look across the literature, people are saying it's great these programs are out there, but where's the evidence that they work? And you just can't have, oh, the dog made me feel good.
we're partnered with the Surrey School District, we are really going to be able to track the kids that are coming through our program and to really see what's happening with them year after year.
Although there remains a lack of data and proof, I can certainly say that there's nothing wrong with a fuzzy therapist. You're watching Fraser Focus, more local stories when we come back.
It's such a beautiful thing when we're able to bring all these different, groups of people together because there can be a lot of, negativity in the world.
Welcome back to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. Right now I'm here in Wally. I'm here with a local hip-hop artist and he is freestyling right now.
Looking at society with a different point of view. Seems like we all conforming, afraid of the voice of truth, trapped in the system, so I guess we can't be blamed, always lacking the wisdom to see that we need to change.
Music's not an easy thing to make a career of.
Not at all, and that's the thing with music is that if you want to make a career out of it, I tell anybody, that you can't just be a musician, you have to be a businessman, you have to be the manager, you have to be the, you kind of know how to market yourself as a business as well, if you want to make any money off of it. And, I've been doing it for, almost a decade now, and I'm just recently now I'm starting to actually get money from it. It's taken me a long time.
Some of them around. Came to the side. Didn't make a sound. Now I'm getting ready to make some noise and then get the engine burning. I was eager to raise my voice, but I was just observing. Now I'm coming up in the back with the flow here. See me running up and I act like I'm so.
I had something called the Hazmat Crew, which was a collective basically of a group of me and my friends that made music together. And after seeing James at a couple of events here and there, realized that musically and personality-wise that his style and music kind of fit in with the same kind of message we were trying to convey, as well as the same kind of, just the same outlook on it, so to speak.
Yeah, it's J-ClaWsin and RcThaHazard. I be in the dark with my hood like Batman. You don't even know how I played this. Well, I'm coming through with positivity as I say this, cause I just wanna say something that is positive, and I just wanna come with my lyrical dominance.
Tell me what he was like as a student here.
Jamie as a student, he was 100% dedicated. He would come into the music room, which we're sitting in right now. There's a recording studio just behind you, behind the camera.
Ooh.
And he would sit in there for hours and hours and hours and just work and work and work on his music, on his craft. He put up this Kurt Cobain picture, which is still here in his memory.
Oh, nice.
And basically, I think we had a sofa in here at one point too, so it was a really comfortable studio, and it, I guess it kind of made it a home away from home for the kid too.
Okay, so this is the studio and whatnot.
This is where the magic was made. He would just work, like I said, countless hours, hours and hours and hours, and when you have a passion for something, you just go at it, and you just don't stop, and that's where success is made.
Know what your worth is, nigga, just in your heart, I'll be stopping you, get some ability in the start. It's such a beautiful thing when we're able to bring all these different, groups of people together, because there can be a lot of, negativity in the world and a lot of bickering and fighting over differences without realizing that these differences are what make us human. Yo, how many people love this community? And ultimately, as much as there's all these differences in the world and opinions and beliefs, at the end of the day, we're still all human. And with music is one of those things that it completely breaks down all of those barriers, and it brings it to the point where we're just human. You're in the crowd, you're having a good time, you're watching us perform, and that makes us happy, and that's what gratifies us when we go on stage. But I just keep flowing on and going strong.
How did he do?
Good.
Pretty good?
On ya.
Devil is settling, mentally peddling everything that'll be
on ya.
Similarly ripping and quivering, mission be simply killing a
monster.
And independently planning my energy, finishing every imposter. You better be ready as ever, I'm steadily getting the remedies.
Conquered.
Flipping it heavily, ripping the enemy, smelling the jealousy.
I love it. Stay with us here on Fraser Focus as we head over to another story with Dean Atwell.
Ooh, wait, you guys are really good? What's your name?
The Bollywood Boys.
Bollywood Boys, you see, we encompass a lot of things. We encompass our heritage, who we are. We're entertainers, but at the same time, we're athletes. We want to bring the South Asian community to the forefront of the world of professional wrestling. We spent 10 years, from the age of 18 to I'm about 29 now, chasing our dreams. And we used to sleep in our cars, and we used to sleep outside of gas stations, and we literally starved. We'd go like 2-3 days without eating food. What was it again that you wanted to be?
Aerospace engineer.
Put it up there. High five.
What about a comedian?
Culturally, when we look at ethnic foods, you know, we got the rotis, the naans,
Yeah.
the curries. One of your moves is actually called the butter chicken, is it not?
It's a butter chicken beatdown.
The butter chicken beatdown.
Butter chicken beatdown with a naan to the face.
This one?
Yeah, so.
Okay, yeah, give a little pressure.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, that's the butter chicken beatdown for me there.
What do you call a 10?
I think their lives is a great example of self-discipline and how they stuck to their dreams through the hardships. And I plan on talking to the kids about that and telling them, like, here's a real-life example of how it's possible.
And these guys have got some new fans, it looks like.
Yeah, and they're Indo-Canadians, so they can relate to them more than some other people, right? So it's great.
You know, talking to the kids here, that was, you know, you live for moments like that. You know, at the end of the day, everything that's material is passing. And stuff like that, even if you could, out of all the kids, I think there was about 40 kids there, even if one kid gets inspired to do it, then you've done your job, you know. And they're at that age where they're, you know, don't quite understand that whole, like, dreams and going for them. But that's what I mean, like, if one kid retains it, you've changed one person's life, and that's a very powerful thing.
Well, those gentlemen are certainly pursuing their Canadian dream as the Bollywood Boys.
Those guys are hitting the big leagues, Dean. I wish I could wrestle like that.
And that wraps up this week's edition of Fraser Focus, local places and local faces.
If you guys have a story to tell, don't forget to contact us. You can give us a call, send us an email, or there's always social media, JoyTV BC. I'm Leah Bolton.
And I'm Dean Atwell. Thanks for watching.